A warm welcome to Disky Talk with Luyolo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, we discuss all things Teboho Mokoena as he has signed for Mamelodi Sundowns from Supersport. So, Teboho Mokoena will join Mamelodi Sundowns on a long-term contract. And if you're a Mamelodi Sundowns supporter, then I'm sure you're very happy with these news, because this is a quality player and a big signing. And then if you support one of the Soweto Giants, then it's like, Let's get into today's episode. So, when you have a look at it then, Teboho Mokoena is a midfielder. He plays as an 8, so he can go box to box. He can play within double pivot. But overall, then, he is a quality midfielder, and a midfielder then who possesses so much technical ability when it comes to his passing range, and of course his speciality then when it comes to hitting those balls from range and being able then to score from set pieces and deliver quality set pieces as well. And this is a player then who was also linked to Kaizer Chiefs. At some point he was linked to Orlando Pirates, and most recently he was linked to Anderlecht, the Belgian side, but Mamelodi Sundowns have acquired his services, which then is a very, very big signing for Mamelodi Sundowns. However, the question that always arises then when a quality player signs for Mamelodi Sundowns is, where do they fit in amongst all the stars that Mamelodi Sundowns have? And when you have a look at it then, Mamelodi Sundowns do line up in generally a 4-2-2-2 or a 4-3-3. So we'll have a look at it then as to where does he fit in from both formations. We'll have a look. We'll start with the 4-2-2-2-2, and then we'll go to the 4-3-3. So when you have a look at it then, this is how Mamelodi Sundowns would line up. And I just think that when they do go into Africa and they start competing within the CAF Champions League, at times they will switch to a 4-3-3 just to ensure that they're very solid within the heart of midfield and they're able then to combat the opposition, as we do know that CAF Champions League is very, very difficult. However, here on the home front, it's normally then a 4-2-2-2. So when you have a look at it then, I think Teboho Mokoena will slot in alongside an Andile Jali currently, or a Rivaldo Kotsia. But if we have a look at it currently, then I think it would most likely be Andile Jali because of form. And then long term, when you have a look at it, then I think the solid base midfield two then would become Teboho Mokoena and Rivaldo Kotsia going forward for this Mamelodi Sundowns side. And when you have a look at it then, with regards to how Mamelodi Sundowns normally like to play, so you'd have the two number 10s, drifting into those half spaces, and then you'd have the fullbacks in Lila K and then Tapelo Mokoena on the right offering the width. And if it's Jali playing, he will sometimes drop into there, but if it's Rivaldo Kotsia, he would consistently drop into there and then make it a back three. So that is somewhat the shape that Mamelodi Sundowns would take up in opposition half. And that's what you'd most likely see. So with regards then to Teboho Mokoena, this is a player then who has good passing ability. So whenever then you do have those two fullbacks who are high and wide in vertical zone 1 and vertical zone 5, offering the width for this Mamelodi Sundowns side, he then would be able then to find them with those pinpoint 40-50 yard diagonals he loves to play. And this is a player then who's well adept at dropping into deep pockets of spaces and being able to operate and also being able to spray those passes as well. And then also, when you have a look at it then, Teboho Mokoena is a player that has recently left Mamelodi Sundowns, and a lot would suggest that this is then the ideal replacement for Teboho Mokoena, especially considering that they've got one thing in common, and that is they score special goals from range. And that is something that Teboho Mokoena has in abundance. So I think then he slots right alongside a Jali or a Rivaldo Kutsia. And then when we have a look at it then from a 4-3-3 perspective, when they are doing battle in CAF Champions League and they're away and they're trying to ensure that they keep disciplined and they keep compact within the heart of midfield, I think then you could see all three of them actually playing. So you could see Rivaldo Kutsia, Jali, and then Teboho Mokoena as the 2-8s. You could see all three of them playing. But yes, of course, within the heart of midfield, they've got a plethora of options. So you've got Nthobi Mvala, you've got Kulisi, you've got Domingo, you've got Maboe, who's just returned from injury. So this is a team then which is quite star-studded within the heart of midfield. They've got so many options. And also the incoming Bolivian player, Savrida, who they've just signed. So many options for this Mamelodi Sundowns side. However, the focus then is on Teboho Mokoena. And yeah, I think at the end of the day, this is a very good signing by Mamelodi Sundowns. A player then who will be able to fit into the system and be able then to complement some of those players within the system and his technical ability as well then, because this is a player who's got quality. And what I like about him then is that he does offer Mamelodi Sundowns a different dimension. And also when you consider that this is a player then who is a Bafana key player. This is a player then who has that CAF experience where he went all the way with Supersport when they were competing in the CAF Confederations. So he does then have that experience which is needed on the continent. So I think then he would be able then to do battle for this Mamelodi Sundowns side, especially when they go into CAF Champions League. So at the end of the day, Mamelodi Sundowns have signed their man in Teboho Mokoena. It is a long-term contract, and I do foresee him then growing and becoming a very key player for this Mamelodi Sundowns side very quickly. However, at home, do let me know, what do you make of Teboho Mokoena joining Mamelodi Sundowns? Do you guys think that it was the right move for him, or do you guys feel like maybe he should have gone overseas and challenged himself and signed for Anderlecht? Or would you have liked to see one of your favorite Soweto teams signing him? Do let me know at home, what do you make of this episode and what do you make of Teboho Mokoena? Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Diski Talk with Luyolo. Signing out.